Do you, Nick Fuentes, believe in black magic, myths, dreams, spells, rituals, zodiac alignments? Are the billionaire elites practicing the stuff you see on Eyes Wide Shut, where they shot it in a Rothschild's mansion, the first movie ever? And what was that one about? Ritualistic sacrifice. Do you believe that these rituals work? There's people like Adam Green who hate you and they say these rituals don't work. And I'm like, what a coincidence. Everyone who does these, Marina Abramovich and all these people, they somehow get a Microsoft sponsorship. And it's like, you're not just born into the bloodline of power. Some people just attract the power through these invisible forces of nature, where these crisscrossing impulses, these demons in there, these electric demons, they signal them of how to move, like Helena Blavatsky and all Aleister Crowley and these influential people that are known for puking on someone and having sex magic with them. Very weird shit. Do you believe this stuff is real? That the invisible forces of nature that Manny Peel talks about in Masonic literature, this is all real? Do you believe
100%.
Let's go. That's my nigga. Let's go.
Check this out. I mean, you mentioned that movie Eyes Wide Shut, the famous Stanley Kubrick's last film that was unfinished.
What religion was Stanley Kubrick?
Oh, here we go.
Well, he was Jewish. But check this out. Eyes Wide Shut, they say, now I haven't corroborated this myself, but they say that the original title before he died was actually J.aded Eyes Wide Shut. Have you ever heard that before?
No.
It was called J.aded Eyes Wide Shut.
And he died
the
before
movie is about how the elites control the world and that they will organize and do ritualistic sex magic, satanic practices. And if you know the soundtrack, it's a backmasked prayer.
Yep.
The theme song.
For the ritual, you mean? Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a backmasked prayer. And so I'll just say that as the original title, J.aded Eyes Wide Shut, is pretty transparent what they were going on.
Nick, you pretend you're the conspiracy expert. I'm the conspiracy expert. You forgot something.
Okay.
There's a whole scene that is probably considered way longer. If you think about what is 45 minutes in a movie, there's a 45-minute scene with a child missing from the movie. And everyone assumes it's the child sacrifice scene.
Oh, no.
Do you believe in this?
Oh, yeah. Pizzagate was totally real. If you
Yes.
go back. I mean, like, and then, so at the height of Pizzagate, when everybody was looking into it, which was all real, they said, well, some radicalized guy, some radicalized Pizzagate believer went in and shot up the place. You know what it said in the police report? He went in there and he shot one thing. You know what he shot? The hard drive on the computer.
This sounds like the Pentagon. This sounds like the Pentagon for 9/11.
Yeah, exactly right. Where they had they were doing the audit for the Pentagon, and the plane crashed into that part of the building.
I hate talking about Pizzagate because this is not one that gets you banned. This one gets you Isaac Capied, you know? This is a bad topic for us, but James Alefantis. Anyways.
Last question I'm getting from the chat. I had a big debate with ZHERKA earlier. ZHERKA thinks that Hitler was gay and practicing satanic rituals and was getting fucked on a... Do you think that Hitler was gay and channeling Satan through these anal rituals?
I don't think Hitler was gay, no.
Whoa. There's so many documents with the Thule...
It's a Jewish lie.
So the Thule Society harnessing vril, etheric, cosmic energy and using sex magic to bring this like pagan system. Because let's be honest, Nick, as much as you want to go with that, because it's like, you know, it revitalizes your base and stuff. Dude, he was inspired by Nietzsche, the man who wrote The Antichrist. He was inspired by Darwin, an evolutionist. He even took the cross off the flag and changed it for a swastika, an elemental symbol, pagan symbol of earth, fire, air, and water. There's no way you think just because the Vatican sponsored him that he's like that Christian crusader that the right wing talks about. There's no way you believe that.
I don't believe he's a Christian crusader. And there were pagan elements in the Nazi regime. It was really more Himmler, though, who was into that than it was Hitler. But I think that when you start to say, well, he was a homosexual with one testicle, and that just gets into the classic, like, Jewish slander. They don't like somebody doesn't like Jews, and they go, oh, well, he was actually the worst, most humiliating, embarrassing thing a person could be. I agree with you. He's not a Catholic crusader by any stretch. And that's why, I mean, I like to meme about it, and of course it offends. But I don't consider him to be the role model or the pinnacle, but he is, like you said, he's something that's exciting.
Who would be the Christian icon role model you want everyone to gather around? And don't say Christ, like a political operative.
Oh, probably Francisco Franco, or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the Romanian fascist dictator for my legionnaires. Have you ever heard of that book? He's good. Mussolini's in heaven, according to one of his ancestors said that an angel appeared to them in the 1950s and said that his soul finally went into heaven from purgatory. So maybe Mussolini, Franco.
No, but I mean, to gather like your army around, it would probably be, I mean, for the next 100 years, it will be MAGA. MAGA is not, that word is never going away. Our movement would always gather around MAGA, but you've been kind of like, not on board with Trump.
Well, the thing is about Trump is that he's got and I speak about this with knowledge because I know the people that were there from day one. I know the people that were there at Trump Tower in 2015.
I know Jared Kushner out of this, okay?
I'm not talking about Kushner. I'm talking about the good guys, and even inside the White House. And I don't want to get into details, but because I don't want to dox anybody and hurt them by association. But in other words, I know the full scoop. And the thing is, the Trump camp has been subverted. Like, you've got terrible people surrounding him, like Jason Miller and Rick Grenell. Rick Grenell is a gay guy who is totally pro-gay. He's surrounded by Zyocons. And so when I go out there, I'm not anti-Trump at all by any stretch. And I told them that. When I met him at the dinner, I said, like, Kanye was trying to egg me on and saying, like, come on, what are you critical of? And I said, listen, Mr. President, I said, like, I love you. I'm like, not in like a gay way, but I said, look, I said, you are one of the most heroic Americans in the history of our country. I said, I have nothing to say to you other than thank you. You're my hero. I love you. Like, we don't even support the Republican Party. We support you.
Exactly.
I said, so. And I said, that's why I said, we don't support McCarthy. We don't support Ronna McDaniel. I said, me and everyone else, we're here for you. I said, and we loved in 15 and 16, you were willing to let the Republican Party burn. I said, you were willing to run independent. I said, and we need that energy back. I'm like, because we ride for you. Like, we're your army. Like, we're your soldiers. Not for the GOP. I'm not even a Republican. I'm like, I'm a Trumpist. And so he was very flattered by that, and he was taken by that. So don't get it twisted. I love Trump. I would die for Trump. That's why I was there throughout Stop the Steal in every state capital fighting for the guy. But when I go out there and I'm critical, it's to say the campaign's got to change. We're actually working on a very interesting study. We're analyzing the campaign from 16, 18, 20, 22, and now this nascent 24 campaign. And we're trying to create a little data to show just how much the campaign has changed over the years. And that's not even his fault. It's these people. Because this last thing I'll say, in 15, it was literally Trump, 2 full-time employees, like 2 part-time employees. That was the campaign. From his announcement in June 15 until the end of the year, it was just Trump picking which city to fly to and giving a speech. And that's when he was the most fucking based. That's when he was going around talking about a Muslim ban and illegals are rapists and et cetera, et cetera.
And then the kingmakers came around him.
Then the RNC came in. Then the Republican Party came in.
Homosexual rhinos.
Every single one of them, yep. And they filled up his campaign and they filled up the White House. And it was all these people that hated him, didn't believe in what he stood for. But of course, he was going to be the nominee and then he was the president. So they were there for those jobs. So the guy has deep instincts, which are so right. And he's obviously got it. Like, he's still sharp. I saw a speech he did in New Hampshire a month ago. He still got it. It's just these bitches like Jason Miller are writing every word that comes out of his mouth, and they suck. You know, so I love him, but I want to help him see that. And the only way to do it is to talk to him and say, listen, like, this isn't it. It could be so much different.
What the fuck is going on with I know he poured a bunch of his investment money on Truth Social, but if he's going to do this, it has to be on Twitter.
I agree with you. Truth Social is not cool.
Is it just stubborn? He's just stubborn?
Yeah, very.
I don't know if it's stubbornness. I think there's a contractual obligation he has. There's probably an exclusivity deal that he has with, Trump Media Group or the TMGT company, the parent company.
Because he might have some. Nick, I predicted. I don't know if you predicted this. I was predicting he'd be here on Twitter a few months ago. Where the fuck is he?
I know. Well, especially with what's going down tomorrow, he's got to come back. I think he will.
How do you know DeSantis is going to announce tomorrow?
Everyone's reporting this. His campaign website is up. He changed his Twitter from Ron DeSantis Florida to Ron DeSantis. So he's totally going to announce tomorrow.
We got a salute from John Groiper. Says SNEAKO, ZHERKA, Nick with the salute emoji. Thank you for the 10 and 20 from R Bravo. W content, my bro. Appreciate you. Nick, I know you got to go to your show.
No, Nick, I got one more question.
I do. I got it. Okay, one more.
Shit out of him.
Oh wait, Nick. Man, I hate to ask questions that kind of attack you a bit.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, I'm a big boy. Lay it on me.
I want to know an in-depth answer. What do you think of the liberal homosexual Jesuit order?
What? I denounce this.
I think it's overblown. I agree with you that the Jesuits are liberal, but I don't think they're when you say they're Satanists and all that.
Nick, they take another oath. Come on, bro. You've seen their oath. 80% of the CIA is fucking Jesuit. I'm the crazy Twitter guy. Come on.
I don't think so. I think that the problem is, ZHERKA, you believe in every conspiracy theory. I mean, you got it. Now, some of them are true, some of them are not true.
Wait, so is the Earth actually flat, or were you just trolling?
No, don't answer that, Nick. He's a fed.
Thank you. Okay, fucking NASA over here.
Wait, Nick, I want to hear your opinion on my theory. So I came across this. I'm like, Pythagoras, Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Napoleon. When you look at every intellectual throughout history, all the mega titans, they had one thing in common, and you might say it's propaganda, but they were all gay. And I'm thinking that's biting from the apple of this gay temptation, that they get this superior knowledge that you see gay. I mean, like, do you believe gay guys are at the top of the pyramid, that it's like gay ruling class? Yes.
Oh, there's a significant, yeah. Yes. And the gays, they work just like the other people do. You want to know why? They're roughly the same percentage of the population. Exclusive homosexuals are roughly 3% of the population. They all know each other because they're all fucking each other. They're overly represented in the major cities, elite universities. On average, they're higher income. On average, they're also higher IQ. So they are very much like that other group. They have this factionalism where they fight each other. They control the GOP just like that other group.
They love to tell us that being gay is a minority. Dude, in the Bible it says, the gates of heaven are for the few. Most people out there who suck dick for money, clout, whatever, or share a woman with another man in the room, these are not straight men. Hey. I think 90% of men are actually homosexual. I think they're all bisexual. I think it's very few straight guys. That's why I do so good on the internet. That's why you do, or Trump. When you see a straight guy on the internet, you go, what the fuck am I watching?
Jackson Hinkle said the same thing, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. Because he copies
it from me, that fucking... He's a flat earther behind the scenes, by the way. I love Jackson.
You're going to kill him now.
Whatever.
He's got to come back to the right side, this communism stuff.
Him and Haas, they're good allies, but I'll tell you...